the stove, water getting boiled. Being sold, Snoopy in the hookie, system overload. I've been running this rap game since I was 20 years old. I hung with the worst of them, bust till I burst them up, floss them up, toss them up, harder work, close them up. Pardon me, I'm bossing up, brace you up, bless you, bro, don't mess with us. We like the U in the 80s, back to back, set a track, hit the lick, get it back, get the trick, jump the track. I want my money back, time and time again.
On the road, looking for a win against an Eastern Conference rival, the Miami Heat are ready to get this thing started. Pacers looking to make the most out of their home court advantage here in Indianapolis. Thank you for joining us. It's the NBA presented by 2K Sports for this Thursday afternoon game. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the floor for Miami, the big men are Bosch and Whiteside. Dragic is out there with Johnson. And it's Winslow in at the small forward position. Johnson's shot is off. On defense, Miami.
And the Pacers just missed out on the playoffs last year and would have to settle for 9th in the East. Hard for a team that has been so dominant in the East over recent seasons.
So the Indiana Pacers able to put the first points up on the board. It's stolen by Jefferson. For three, Ellis. Miami grabs the miss. Winslow kicks to Whiteside. Pass to Bosch. And he dunks it down.
That is some real serious dime dropping there. Exquisite assist.
The Pacers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. It's stolen by Johnson. Winslow wide open. He fires, and that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. About a minute and a half through the first quarter. And it's the Pacers' ball. It's a 3-point game. Teague against Dragic. And Teague, here we go. Ellis wide open. It's good from long range. Ellis has got himself going there. His first points of the game on a deep ball. Dragic dishes the Bosch. The three. No good from Dragic. Indiana's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Dragic against Ellis. On the wing, George. Lets a floater go. They get it back. Misses that one. He's 0 for 1 from the floor.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him. Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
Now, here is Young. Left side, George. Over in the corner, Ellis. Lock at 6. Teague up top. He's guarded by Dragic. Teague can't hit. Last year, a good one for Jeff Teague, Clark. He was a first-time All-Star in this league.
He's a pick-and-roll technician. So good in reading the defense as he operates from that spot on the floor. He was really the catalyst for what was a really efficient offense for the Hawks.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
And the shot is good. Whiteside's got his first points of the game.
Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see them operating a lot of their offense from the interior today.
Jefferson, and he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Man, he slams it home and gets a little camera time on the backside of it.
He spent a while up there on the rim.
And I like the fact that the ref's going to give him a little bit of leeway there and a lot more than they used to. Jeff Teague, a real speed merchant. I mean, very tough to stay in front of. He can put you on skates, blow by, and get right to the rim. And guys, Jeff Teague, an attack guard. He's just an average three-point shooter, but he gets to the free throw line in bunches, shoots at a high percentage, and has really revolved, I think, into one of the elite point guards in the league.
And that is good. There's 57 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Down low, here's Williams, and he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Boy, I really love the way Dragic spreads that ball around.
Indiana trailing here. Lawson with him. Now guarded by Dragic. Lawson against Dragic. Stuckey for three. It's hauled in by the Heat. And now here comes Wright leading the break. Oh!
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action. The Heat leading by 3. Guys, they've been getting it done.
They sure have been. I mean, really looking good and sharp offensively.
They came out with a mission, and they have been tough to stop.
Lawson against Dragic. Lawson the pass to Miles. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
Once he gets inside like that, even an excellent defensive effort isn't enough.
And it's Whiteside off the drive. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
Yeah, he imposed his will on the defense that time. He was not going to be denied right there.
The scoring fast and furious as we end the first quarter. Miami ahead, up 6. Let's take... And a chance to hear from former number 2 overall pick Derek Williams about his...
Just getting to the basket more, being able to finish with the defender in front of me. I think getting to the line a lot more as well. I think, getting to the line and finishing at the basket.
2 huge improvements for him. Greg, can he do more?
Definitely. He's already taken a big leap forward, and there's plenty more room for him to grow. He could become a real beast in this league.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Miami, guys.
Anytime you can get to the rim consistently early in the game, it allows you to get into a good rhythm offensively.
It really does. I mean, it's a lot easier to get buckets inside. That's elementary, and they've done that through one.
On the court for the Heat, Richardson is out there with Johnson. Then it's Johnson. Then there's Chris Bosh. And it's Wright in at the 3.
Hey, and Rodney Stuckey, a combo guard out of Eastern Washington, played a big role for the Pacers a season ago.
Lawson kicks to Stuckey. And it's Miami with the rebound.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
Pacers trail by 8. Lawson up top. He's guarded by Johnson. And here's Miles outside. Off the mark. His first miss of the game. 1 for 2. And a slam dunk by Richardson.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
Kicks to Miles. To the left wing. Johnson against Lawson. Young. And that one's good. Young's got 8 points.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop. Well, despite that possession, something that I've liked is they've been under control while getting out in this lead. They've kept those turnovers down. Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Monte Ellis, he's checked in for Stuckey. And it's Teagan for Ty Lawson. Heat also with the subs. Winslow's checked in. Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Excellent example of toughness and physicality on defense. Got his nose right in the middle of things and made a play.
Al Jefferson is checked in for Turner. Richardson, good.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Baseline J on the way. Yep, it goes in, and the Miami lead is cut down now to just 8 points with the basket from Monte Ellis. Well, Greg, after a run of 10 playoff trips in 11 years, the Miami Heat missing the postseason last year, they'd end up a game back of the 8th spot.
Yeah, and what's hard for the Heat, Kevin, is that they were in the playoff picture for most of the year, and as the season wore on, they slowly fell out of that top 8.
T kicks to Young. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
You know, guys, for the greater part of last season, it appeared as though the Heat were playoff bound. Even with the players they lost, most figured they would be playing postseason basketball.
And one reason why the Heat did come up short in their playoff aspirations, they were very poor against other teams in the playoffs. So only went 15-31 against teams that had made it into the postseason last year.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with a dunk like that. I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Now the Pacers moving it up. Teague dishes to Ellis. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier. Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
A nice shot by Teague.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
Winslow's shot is off.
And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
Always important to have that good interior defense. That makes it 10 of their last 12 points coming from inside the painted area.
And really something that the defense has to address.
Screen by Young. Jefferson kicks to George. No good on the 3. The Heat leading by 7.
Not sure if they're aware of the 2-for-1 opportunity.
Well, they ought to be. I mean, that's basic basketball time management. You've got to be aware of your clock and your situation.
Indiana's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. Cleans up the mess with the savage put-back flush.
No tip required when you've got room to make the stuff.
Yeah, some powerful second chance points right there.
Yeah, and the guy's not wasting any time, just straight back up with it.
And stolen by Richardson. Winslow kicks to Whiteside. Now the Pacers moving it up. Teague's got the ball. Stolen by Winslow. For the finish, ejected by Teague. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game.
Well, I'm with Eric Spoelstra, and obviously, Coach, some great work tonight on
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sport. It was a big-time first quarter from Hassan Whiteside. He had 12 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far.
Take a look at what Hassan Whiteside's done. 12 points, and they've got to be happy with his work on the glass, too.
They really do. He is not giving up any ground in the paint. And when the ball goes up, you know he's going to be there to fight for it.
We've got Young. Ellis is out there with Teague. Then it's Paul George. And it's Jefferson in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's the group out there for Indiana. No good on the second free throw. Well, guys, no secret that Al Jefferson has never been known for his defense. Clark, mostly viewed as an offensive player.
Yeah, he really is strong down in the low post. But last season, Jefferson went out of his way to change that no defense perception of him.
Teague with a clean look. From out on the wing, he knocks it down. Teague's got 5 now. The Heat leading by 5. The dish to Winslow. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
George with no one around. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. Teague's got 3 assists in the game.
And you know, it's what spurred Jefferson to kind of rededicate to defense when he realized teams would pick on him and make him the focal point of their attack.
The Heat shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
And for Jefferson and his defense, players know when they are being targeted. So good for Big Al to do something about it.
C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Indiana. Jarrell Wright's checked in for Miami. Up the floor. Second shot opportunity, and he lays it up and in. Wright's got his first points of the game.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
And I say, hey, if it keeps working, go to it. Stay with it. I mean, until the defense responds and provides more resistance, keep making them pay.
Monte Ellis has always had a knack for the big shot. When things are on the line, he is a guy that is not afraid to step up.
And Kevin, last season, he had a number of big second halves and fourth quarters for the Mavs. Really took over that primary scoring role from Dirk Nowitzki. Stole a lot of games for them last season.
Stuckey against Johnson. Turner with a screen for George. The offensive rebound. They shoot again, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
Both free throws good from Turner.
Yeah, Monte did have a lot of big second halves for the Mavs last season. Seems like at least half a dozen games for them, he would just take over. Started to get looked at as the top go-to guy late.
Here's Bosch, and that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. And that's now 8 points for Chris Bosch.
And really, he's just done a great job of...
Forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend. Take it to the hoop.
And how, Clark? Brilliant throwdown.
Just exerting his authority on that play.
The Pacers making a switch here. Lawson's checked in. Here's Dragic. Kicks it out to Johnson. Good ball movement here by the Heat. And there's the 3-second violation. And the Heat with some changes. Williams, he's checked in for Wright. And it's Richardson in for Johnson. Lawson outside. Plays it in off a pretty alley-oop.
Looky here, looky here. How about that one? That play. Take that play and put it in the alley-oop textbook for future reference.
Perfectly done. He put it on a platter for him. Gosh, that was neat.
And guys, how about the touch there on the finish? Really just flawless.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George. And Miami calls their first time out of the game. And guys, we saw a nice development for James Johnson last year. He was 59% from the floor. Closest he had ever come to that in his 6 years was 46%. What a dramatic Clark improvement there.
Yeah, and I think it was all due to shot selection. He dialed back on the number of threes that he was taking the year before, and his percentage went up.
And back to James Johnson. Yeah, he improved his shooting percentage, but the rest of his game has been kind of in a holding pattern. He's averaging neither highs nor lows in any other category, and that means to me he may have flattened out in terms of reaching his potential.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Reed is checked in for Bosch. Haslam comes in for Johnson. And Ellington is subbed in for Goran Dragic. 6 to shoot, and he gets it to go. Richardson's got 8.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Yeah, and they're really getting pummeled on points in the paint here. Talking about James Johnson, the reality is he's a role player. Like most NBA guys, he certainly can be a valuable role player, especially if he can shoot near 60% from the field again. But don't expect him to suddenly become LeBron. That's not his game, nor his ceiling.
Reed kicks to Williams, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Boy, he's just angling from the rim after sending it through there.
You can see which team now has the swagger, Clark, right now.
Yeah, it's with them.
And guys, that swagger can backfire because you don't want to get your opponent a little too riled up.
Stuckey, and they call over the back here. Too much contact.
Yeah, no doubt about that one with the over the back call.
Yeah, it looked like he wanted to take him for a ride right there. Easy call.
Thaddeus Young. He's checked in for Paul George.
And one bright note for the Pacers last season was the play of their bench. Adding Rodney Stuckey was a huge boost for them.
So the Pacers called timeout, their first of the game.
Yeah, enough scoring on the inside there. I think it's time for him to send a message to his team.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I guarantee you this talk centers around cutting down on all of those points coming in the paint. You've got to show more resistance there.
And the Heat going with the whole new group on the floor. Some changes for Indiana. George is checked in for Turner. Robinson comes in for C.J. Miles. And it's Ellison for Rodney Stuckey. The Heat leading by 6. Outside Dragic. Bosch misses. And Stuckey led the charge for the Pacers bench, Greg, as you were talking about, but all around the reserves part were fantastic on the Pacers.
Yeah, third in the league at almost 41 points per game off the bench. First in the NBA in bench rebounding and top 10 in field goal percentage as a bench.
"16 seconds left to play here in the third. Stolen by Ellis. Robinson kicks to Lawson. He feeds it to George. And that's not going to go. And that does it for the third quarter. Both teams clicking up. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. The Heat with the lead. On the floor for Miami starting the fourth. The big men are Bosch and Whiteside. Dragic is out there with Johnson. And it's Winslow in at the 3 spot. Johnson's shot is off.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Ellis can't get it to go.
Oh, that's got to be deflating and disappointing to miss a wide open shot like that right in your wheelhouse.
Now here's Winslow. T covering. Here's Johnson and Ellis with the block. They recover it. Shots good by Bosch.
How about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
And it's Ellis penetrating. George fires. Can't get it to go. And Miami the other way now. They've led by as many as 11 points. That doesn't go either for George.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Fast break. Here comes Indiana. And it's sent back by Bosch. One-on-one fast break. A second chance effort. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. That one on George.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there. Earned those free throws.
And Hassan Whiteside of Miami had the breakout year of all breakout years. Clark, he blew up in the right way last season. Averaged a double-double over 48 games.
Yeah, and great to see for Whiteside because he did have some issues prior to the breakout year. And it's nice to see him find his stride and produce with that awesome talent he has.
And it's Ellis penetrating. And it's blocked by Whiteside. Out of bounds. Miami takes possession. Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. Dragic the pass to Bosch. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
How about that? Breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk.
A nice way to pad that lead a little more.
Yes, indeed.
Here's Miles. Here's Turner. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
That's exactly when you need to be aggressive, Greg. You know that. I mean, another good job, though, of drawing contact and getting to the free throw line.
Putting you in. Let's go.
No luck that time either. The Miami Heat came up short last season in hopes of getting back to the playoffs. Clark, their road record didn't help them much.
Yeah, 17-24. I don't think you can be that far under 500 on the road and hope to play in the postseason.
The basket counts and 1. They'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
Hey, they're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Well, the defensive rotations, Greg, have been a step slow, and it's really helped them get that ball inside time after time.
Robinson's checked in for the Pacers.
And how about for the Heat having the best road record of any team that didn't make the postseason in the East? But as you said, struggling on the road will sink a team battling for a playoff spot.
Indiana making some changes. Young comes in for Turner, and Ty Lawson subbed in for Brooks.
You know, one final note, guys, on the Heat and their road losses. They ended up going only 2-8 in their last 10 road games of the year. That was a big part of how they fell out of the 8th playoff seed. That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Great ball move.
Lawson kicks to Miles. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and 1.
And Miles drops them both. Dragic with it. Pass to Bosch. Inside. Here's Whiteside. Got a piece of it. They retain possession. Kept alive. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. That's on Monte Ellis.
What a great game for Bosch in this one. 8 rebounds and also a block shot. Not missing much. In fact, hitting just about everything he's taken.
And Clark, the question is, how long can he keep it up?
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. Chris Bosch really making a difference here.
He's been attacking the rim with reckless abandon. They're searching for answers. Some way they've got to figure out how to contain him.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Frank Vogel addressing his team. He told the squad, now is the time when we turn it on and leave them in the rear view mirror. It won't be easy, but guys, I know we can put them away. Let's see if they can deliver, Kevin.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Paul George comes in for C.J. Miles. And it's Brooks in for... Lawson.
Of course, he didn't have an attempt there in the first half. He's hoping to be a little bit more active and aggressive here and draw some fouls here in the second.
Pacers trail by 10. Brooks dishes to George. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Textbook, nice pass, great catch, even better finish.
And we're about 3 minutes into the 4th quarter. Here's Bosch, and he says right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
He has really shot the ball extremely well, as you'd expect. Like we say, he's been making sweet string music all day long.
And George, here we go. Boom, he jams it straight down.
I tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
Here's Richardson, rejected by Young. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. This one for 3. Shot is good, and the Heat's lead is cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Brooks.
And the defense scattered all over the place on the break. Nice job finding the wide open 3.
Now a timeout called by Miami. They're in front by 5. There's 1:38 left in the 4th quarter.
You know what? I think he thinks he can make a few improvements to how things are going on right now.
Yeah, and you know, coaches always are looking for ways to tweak things and change it up a little bit, no matter what the situation is. That's what coaches do.
The Pacers making a change here. Stuckey's checked in, and Miami with a change here too. Winslow's checked in. And Here's Dragic. And there's the pass to Bosch. Now Winslow. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
And he bangs down the one-hander.
Two very easy points right there for sure.
He'll take those all day.
Scooped up. George. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake.
Hard work on the glass once again, fellas. They put a lot of effort into their rebound.
There's a reason why they have 3 seconds in the lane, and that interior play has made a big difference in this game. They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders has to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. There's 53 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Dragic. 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Brooks with the bucket. Now here's Dragic. Dishes to Winslow. Back to Dragic. And he banks in the layup. And the Heat lead by 9.
This is a serious game-clinching run they're on.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just not backing off here. I mean, they're looking to close this one out in style. What a time to have this kind of serve.
And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall. And the second of 2 is good. That'll push the lead to double digits.
Yeah, you'd like to convert them all, but that should still be enough to secure the win.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Feeds it to Stuckey. From deep. There's the 3. Again, the miss by Brooks. And it's Bosch in the corner. And the call will be against Thaddeus Young.
Thaddeus Young. That's his second personal foul. At the line for the Pacers.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. And the second free throw, good. Nine seconds left in the fourth quarter. Ellis can't get it to go.
And that's playing into the hands of the defense right there.
No way you can sneak that shot by him, Greg. I mean, he was all on top of that one.
And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Chris, tell us a little bit about the philosophy behind your game and how this team works so well together.
Well, I mean, it's just energy and belief. It's the belief system. You know, we all work hard. I work extremely hard.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey, y'all. Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome back for the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Chris Bosh. He had an outstanding fourth quarter where he really shined, pouring it on heavy down the stretch.
Chris Bosh came to play tonight, guys, and that's a frightening prospect for an opposing team because when you got a big who can score from anywhere like Bosh can, it doesn't take much to get him on a serious roll. Makes it easy to see why he's an all-star.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.